Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Garage Gym Experiment podcast. My name is Adam, and back again with Jake. On tonight's episode, we're going to start off with a HomeGymCon update. Got a lot of things happening behind the scenes. We're excited to share all the happenings with you. We have a new product idea. This time, I'm going to pitch to Jake a product idea I have. After that, we'll get into new products that hit the market, and then we'll wrap it up with the Sunday survey results. So with that, I would say, Jake, take it away. Welcome to the Garage Gym Experiment podcast, where we dive deep into the home gym scene. Each week, we put out Sunday surveys where you tell us your thoughts on products, builds, and all things home gym related. We're here to break down the numbers and to talk shop. So thanks for listening, and let's get started.
Thank you, Adam. All right, HomeGymCon update. So I just want to quickly run by a few things that's going on, and also just remind you, HomeGymCon, it's about 12 weeks away. But one thing that we will have, and if you're following the Instagram account and staying involved with the newsletters, you do know that in addition to all of these great vendors, we are going to have about 4 to 5 additional stations that will be absolutely loaded up with the best equipment that you can find. Also, and by best, I just mean options that you'd be considering for a home gym. So we'll have new equipment, budget equipment, et cetera. And I just want to give a few examples of some things that we already have in place. And then we'll build this out all the way up until the event, until we can't get any more. But number one, we'll have the United Fit camber bar. So this is a really sweet camber bar. It looks kind of like a combination of the Kabuki, American Barbell, and primarily those two. But it's a really cool, and also but
Super unique looking. I mean, it seems like one of those you're going to want to put your hands on to see what it even feels like.
Right. We posted it, and everyone's like, we just want to see it in action. And while we're still on the United Fit camber bar, we will have a number of other camber bars. We already have the Titan, we have the Rep, we'll have the Cadillac bar. So we already have those, and we'll be trying to get as many as we possibly can. So you'll be able to, for example, have the Rep right next to the Titan and kind of decide which one's better for you. We'll have those Pepin Fast Series adjustable dumbbells, the hot adjustable dumbbell on the market right now, kind of, very high quality from Pepin. Madewell Strength deadlift extender sleeves. That's just one example of a crap ton of strongman equipment that we will have in the station led by Kurt, aka the Kurt Locker. And then we're also gonna have a sweet pulley station from Surplus Strength, and we're going to have many attachments that you can test out on those. So lots of pulleys, I should say, within this station, so multiple people can be using at the same time. And then with that, just want to remind people of the premium ticket perks. Just a few of those perks, I should say. So with all of these stations, you'll have early access on Friday from 4 to 6. So you can go to any of these stations, meet with vendors. There will be less than 100 of you, for sure. So you'll have a very open space to just basically do whatever you want in this huge area with all this equipment. You'll also have the workout opportunities before the expo. So we will be creating stations in the mornings so that you can do a workout in. So you're coming to a fitness conference, you probably want to work out. So mornings, we're going to give you probably 40-minute sessions, but these you'll be able to sign up for specific stations and do a workout both Saturday and Sunday morning. And I will say the earlier you purchase your ticket, the earlier you will get to choose your stations within these mornings. And then lastly, I just want to point out the vendors or the dinners for these premium ticket perks. They're going to be really, really good dinners. And we'll merge these premium ticket purchasers with the vendors, and it's just going to be a really good time. The first night is kind of on spot. We'll have a really good meal. There'll be drinks. And then second night is on the Pete Dye golf course, which is one of the best golf courses in the world. And it's just a beautiful scene. So I ran through that, but those are some of the HomeGymCon premium ticket perks.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Jake highlighted a lot of pieces of equipment up there, but he's touching on some of the notable ones. The list of equipment that we have going, which you can find on HomeGym.com, is growing every day, and it's huge. Basically, if it's talked about and popular in the home gym scene, you can expect to find it.
I'll add that in the descriptions of the notes. And I will say, the faster people buy their tickets, the more we're able to go out and plan. So, we are bootstrapping this event, and it's just one of those things where we kind of are building it as we go. And a lot of that depends on ticket purchases and vendors signing up. So we would appreciate if you plan on going, just signing up as early as you can. But I do understand there's a lot that goes into that decision. So, all right, let's move on to a product idea, which Adam is going to pitch me.
Yeah, I went ahead and threw together like 4 pictures here, Jake. And so the top left, you're going to see the Atlas attachment from Clevabuilt. What I was thinking about with this product idea was adding attachments to your landmine, mostly for bent over rows, but pretty much for anything. And so like the Atlas attachment has a circle in there, and you fit it over the sleeve of your barbell so you can do landmine movements. I got to thinking, one of my favorite pieces of equipment to use for landmines was your traditional tricep rope. And so I would move the piece of metal to the side, and I would wrap the bottom of the rope around, and I would do pulls like that. But then how awesome would it be if you could use any of your attachments? I have mag grips. I have wide and medium mag grips. It would be great if I could attach that to something around the sleeve of my barbell and do landmine attachments that way too. I went ahead and just thought of a company who this would be cheap and super simple and very well built for. Belt fed strength, makes great leather attachments. So something as simple as you can see on the top there, just a leather sleeve that you can slide over your sleeve of your barbell, and it just needs a metal ring or a hook so that you can use a carabiner and attach any of your attachments for your landmine. Thought of a second use for it too, which there's already these out there. You could put it on the sleeve of your barbell for benching, squatting, whatever, deadlifting, and connect chains or anything like that to it as well. So that's my idea. It's a leather strap you fit around the sleeve of your barbell that you can hook your attachments to. Thoughts?
So have you seen these like tie down straps?
Yes.
So you tie the straps around and you put a carabiner in, and you just use it for any attachment.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I guess I haven't.
So yeah, this is a thing that a lot of people use for like what you just mentioned. You mentioned? What did you use? A rope?
I love tricep. Yeah, I love using the tricep rope for
and how do you
bent over rows and stuff like that. I would just loop the rope under the sleeve of the barbell, and then the collar of the barbell would stop it from sliding too far back. But the tension would always have to be like pulled back.
Gotcha. So this is kind of like a DIY version, or just like a hack for like a 6-pack. It looks like it's, or maybe it's just one, but it's like $10 for that. But I can definitely see some sort of premium one that you would. How much do you think you would charge?
If it was coming from a company like BeltFed, where like things are handmade and it's high quality crafted, I think it would be like between $30 and $40 over there. It's my guess. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and it would be, the Thai version seems like maybe, I don't know, 15 seconds, 30 seconds of setup. This would be like no time at all. You slide it on, you attach it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And it would fit tightly around the bar, whereas this one, there's got to be some like looseness.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something out there, but maybe there's not.
I'm notorious for coming up with product ideas that already exist. So
yeah, I don't even know what to search to see if it's out there, but I like it. I like it, especially if you can make it, cool, like something Belt Fed would do, something custom. I don't love it, but I'll go 6.5.
I gave it a rating of myself in my head for this idea. I also gave my own idea 6.5.
How about that?
So we're on the same page. Nice. What do you know?
All right. Those ideas are tough to come up with every week. So if you hate the idea, cut us some break. All right. We have a few new products released this month. We mentioned it in the HomeGymCon update, but the United Fit Camber Bar. This is a very unique camber bar. Like we were saying earlier, it includes adjustable camber levels, an X taper for ergonomic overhead pressing, removable pins so that you can take off the weight horns for something like a cable attachment. I also think about if you do, for whatever reason, have storage difficulties, you might be able to store it easier in certain circumstances. And then also if you want to travel with it, it'd be a little bit easier to travel. Not sure how often you travel it, but it's not priced too bad. Actually, let me look up the price real quick. Here we go. It costs $250 plus whatever shipping is, so pretty reasonable unless shipping is just like crazy. So yeah, definitely one of those that you'll need some feedback before just purchasing. At least that's what comes to my mind first. It's almost like kind of hard to even picture it being used because I don't think they have any videos out yet either. So
yeah, the that bend in that bar obviously was designed for a reason. So you would imagine it would make it much more comfortable, but I can't imagine what it would feel like just looking at this picture.
Right.
Something you'd want to put your hands on, like at HomeGymCon maybe. So.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the feedback is. All right, and then this is from our friends Havoc. This was released earlier in the month. So their primary product is the Havoc Triads, which you can see if you're watching. You can see on the screen. It usually includes their own weights, but here's just a quick option that you can use your own Olympic plates. These are 7-inch loadable. They include a 7-inch loadable length. Traditional machined, just under 2-inch diameter steel tubes. They're zinc plated, and then on top of I believe it's $199 of the base of the Triad, it's $150 for this horn add-on. That's compared to a $159 for 50-pound unit add-on, if that makes sense. So this does allow you to take advantage of the weights you have, and then also have a little bit more versatility as you're changing out the weights. It's a little wider, so a lot of people might want to test that out as well just to see how that feels. But I do like this update from Havoc. And then lastly, let's move on to those survey results. So this is kind of our every once or twice a year made in country data. So we ask a few questions asking about purchasing habits around gym equipment and made in your country stuff. So I have a few numbers to rattle off. So number one, 37% say that they look what country the equipment is from before purchasing. Number two, so when we ask about the importance of buying gym equipment that's made in your country, about 28% vote important, 44% vote not important, 25% vote neutral, and then only about 4% vote almost essential. So in total, about 69% are voting either more important, 69% are voting not important or neutral, which is quite a bit less than especially those voting almost essential. And then when we ask about what proportion your gym is made of equipment made in your country, about 40% own at least half of the made in the country equipment. 25 to 50% is about 31% of the total people answering, and then 0 to 25% is 30%. So I rattle off a lot of numbers. You might want to just check out in the link. We'll make sure the blog post about this is in there as well. But in general, it's just not on top of mind for most people. We also asked this in the Reddit community as well, and in general, the price is the most important factor for everybody when buying. So we're not going to guilt trip anybody. We just want to showcase the data here. And then also wanted to mention that we asked about the level of importance of buying the gym equipment made by the original creator. So we saw a little bit more importance emphasized here, but it wasn't by too much. So as I mentioned in the last made in your country data, the almost essential was at about 4% votes. So the almost essential votes here, when asked about the importance of buying equipment from the original creator, is about 6%. 31% say important, 47% say not important, and then 16% say neutral. So there's quite a bit less neutral votes, a little bit more not important votes, and then a little bit more important and almost essential votes as well. So in general, we saw a little bit more interest, or a little bit more, the people put a little bit more value in supporting the creator or inventor than the made in your country data, but for most, it's not the top priority, clearly.
Yeah. My take on this has probably stayed the same as when we did this, 6 months ago? And that is if you can afford it, the quality is usually better. And that's why you would make that choice, is because you want the higher quality and to support the made in America stuff. I shouldn't have said just the quality, but so if you can afford it, it does make you feel, it makes me feel pretty good afterwards. But when I'm trying to add pieces to my gym, it's budget first, quality and budget kind of balance each other out. And then we go from there. So if I can make it work and buy American-made products, I mean, that's a win-win. But sometimes that's not always the easiest to do because, I mean, we all know how labor laws and prices work. But
right.
Yeah. What about you, Jake? What's your take on this?
I mean, my take is to buy what's best and the overall value. And then also if the gap in price isn't too far, I would try to buy made in America. And then I would say I would agree with the data in saying that I would rather support the original creator or inventor as well. Or that might be a little bit more important to me than made in the country. But both are like, as I'm growing older and a little bit more conscious, both are definitely on my radar a lot more. But as I was like going through the Reddit comments, a lot of the like what makes this so difficult is like a lot of people did mention that there are better import options, like the rep option, for example, with like the Aries is like an ideal home gym for a lot of people, and you can't really get that from any of the Made in America companies. So that's what makes it really difficult for me. Also, like the Rep Open Trap Bar might be the best one on the market, and it's cheaper. So I think if the price difference was closer, it'd be a lot easier. So I think it's just going to be important, like as we go forward, to just keep these insights behind, like in our mind, because in general, they haven't really changed the last few years. Again, a lot of this is like the data. I don't necessarily want to do a moral, make people feel bad, but it is what it is. I think a lot of people, like if you can, you should support American. If you're American, most people listening are American or they're North American. You support your country. But, you know, I started building out my home gym one step at a time. And like I was absolutely just buying what I could at the time. And then I also like my buying habits still are just like, if I go to, or if I'm on Amazon and I'm buying like something random, like I just bought printer ink, I have no idea where that ink came from. Like maybe like, is it my duty to look? I don't know, but I think there's probably a lot of people that just search for a barbell and never even look. And that's what the data says. 39% or 37% don't even like look. So a lot of this is just strictly buying habits. And I think there's just a lot of education that needs to happen to make sure that changes. But I don't think it's just like a gym equipment manufacturing issue. You know, it's just...
No, you can go into like clothing, you cars. I mean, you can go into any of that stuff.
Right.
It kind of remains the same.
Right.
So, yeah, it gets pretty complicated when you get down to each individual's like person's perspective.
Right. But I think like, let's just say, I'm thinking about like the universal pulley system. So Jason's universal pulley system at $475 or something like that. If an import option comes in and is like the same thing and charges $425, I would hope most people just kind of like pay the difference and support someone like Jason from Surplus Strength. However, the issue is not everybody even knows the story of Surplus Strength or is like looking into it. They just might Google search it and end up buying the cheaper one because they look the same. So,
right.
But, you know, I honestly thought we were just going to hit the data and move on. But this one's a hard one to just do that for.
It is, because some people are very passionate about it. And like the data says, some people just don't even look at it at all. So
right. All right. Well, let's move on. We'll see how that trends over time. Next up, where are you most likely to buy a specialty bar from? So this was a repeat from last year. We had Rogue, Titan, Kabuki, or Rep. The easy winner here was Rogue with 39% of the votes. Rep was at 30%, Kabuki 20%, and then Titan at 12%. So like I mentioned, we asked this last year. Rep is up 19% from where they were at last year, and then everybody else is slightly down, including Rogue. So,
does this surprise you looking at this?
Well, I remember discussing it last year, and it doesn't surprise me because I remember it from last year, but like, I hate to say it, but Rogue should not be getting 40% of the vote. It's 40%.
No, that's where my head was at.
It's just this is like the power of the Rogue brand. So people, anyone relatively unfamiliar just chooses Rogue.
I kind of felt like in the home gym community, the word was out that like Rogue is not known for.
Oh wait, actually,
like yes, they
actually okay. So I was convinced that this data is maybe right. So if you think about it, Rogue we have a decent amount of power lifters, right? So one thing that Rogue sells, other than Rep or Titan, is they actually sell a squat bar, a deadlift bar. Titan has a deadlift bar, but I don't think it's like actually a deadlift bar. So they have those things, and then you could also technically consider a power bar a specialty bar.
Okay,
so,
like I'm visualizing camber bars, safety squat bars, open trap bars. That's what I'm.
So thinking. Was I. So I would choose Rep or Kabuki.
Same. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. I thought you were gonna like throw a curveball and say, "Well, Rep sells some Kabuki bars now." No, that'd be Kabuki. But no, you make a valid point. Those are specialty bars. So okay. As far as barbells go, I think the easy answer is Rep, and I do consider those specialty bars that you named barbells. So
right, yeah.
All
right. Next up, which open trap bar would you get? And I will say, someone did comment and say, well, none of these responses were even the original creator. So maybe messed up there, but these seem to be the most popular, and it gives a pretty good variety. Go ahead.
I pause you real quick. Original creator being Alico?
I think Alico, but I know Kabuki also. They were definitely referencing Alico, but I don't know who the original creator actually was.
Yeah.
Because I know Kabuki released right at the same time. Duffin said on the podcast, we were working on it simultaneously, and so I don't know. But anyways, that's one of the downfalls of these Instagram stories, only 4 possible options. But all right, so which open trap bar would you get? We asked between Rep, Kabuki, Giant, and Titan. So Rep was the easy winner with 55% of the votes. That's not surprising. Kabuki number 2 at 26%. That's not necessarily surprising either. Titan around 11%. I think that's a little surprising. Well, it's not too surprising, but Titan around 11%, and then Giant around 8%. So that's the surprising one. That should be way higher. That's a really good bar at a really good price, and anyone who wants an open trap bar below the 400 mark at Rep, this is the one. This is the one. So I think Giant, it's just one of those things. Giant's up against these 3 huge companies, and I don't think, even though we've shared it a number of times, Lux shared it, there's a lot of people who do promote it. It's still an uphill battle. So, but good bar, Giant bar, but Rep's probably the best bar for most. So no surprise here. And then, Kabuki has a fair share as well. Makes sense. That's going to do it.
All right. Well, if you liked tonight's episode, be sure to keep your eye out for new episode releases wherever you listen to podcasts. Stay involved on our social media sites by following Garage Gym Experiment and taking part in our Sunday surveys on Instagram so that you can be a part of these conversations. Follow, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and get involved on our website for all your home gym content needs. Once again, reminding you, HomeGymCon is coming in April, and we want you there. So go to HomeGymCon.com, check it out. If you like what you see, buy tickets, and we'll see you in beautiful French Lick. Jake, do you have anything else left for the listeners?
Nope.
All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.